First of all, welcome to the podcast. Yay!
Yay!
First episode. So here comes the disclaimer sequence. I like to begin everything with a disclaimer. If you would like to skip the disclaimer section, skip ahead about 4.5 minutes from this point. We got a lot to go through. I'm gonna try to be fast. First of all, the state of the world. Yes, it's 2020, pandemic, tyrants, etc., etc. If you're watching or listening to this podcast in any platform where you can find links in the description, go check it out. You will find links to petitions, donations, and any way you can help with the crazy state of the world right now. Next, I like to bring up artistic license and personal opinion. Okay, this is a gaming podcast. Me and Sabrina, we are gonna be sharing our personal opinions. Okay, so
Mhm.
let's agree to disagree first of all. But yes, we are very opinionated, and I think personally our opinion is like one of the best ones you could get. So don't be mad. If we
I think we'll.
disagree, you're just wrong. Joking.
We have a better opinion
Yeah,
than.
yeah. Let's just agree that like you have the right to be wrong, but okay. But it's our personal opinion. Okay, let's calm down.
We
Uh,
are entitled to it.
yes. Also, third, copyright infringement. This is our content. If any music, image, and video included in this podcast is transformative, therefore it obeys the copyright infringement. But if you've been on the internet for the past couple of years, you know what's going on right now. So if by any case this podcast has been demonetized because I don't know we said a bad word or used 10 seconds of a song, let's not be surprised. We don't have
It's
a
fine for me.
yeah, we don't have a Patreon right now, but you can bet it's coming soon. So there's a way for people that do enjoy and want to support this podcast. You can support us, even though the internet is probably gonna try to shut us down because that's how it is nowadays.
Okay,
um,
move on.
and
Too
lastly,
much.
yeah, lastly, safe space. This is a safe space for everyone. So just chill, okay? Let's be chill. We're all friends here. Um, you're welcome, as long as you're not like a bigot. You know what? Let's not beat around the bush. This is a safe space for everyone. I don't care. We don't care your ethnicity, your religious background, your sexual orientation or identification. Just let's all be chill,
Mhm.
okay? As long as nobody here is being rude and a bully and I don't know, just crazy.
Or
Cause like
abusive.
exactly, because we know it's gonna happen eventually. There is a comment section, but like if you're gonna be that person, give it your best shot because it's. I'm gonna take in the words of another YouTuber that I like very much. It's gonna be like a bee, like a wasp. You get one chance to sting, and then you're blocked. You die. So make it count if you're gonna be a dumbass in the comment section. With that said, that disclaimer section is over. We're ready to begin.
Finally! Oh, I
Okay.
sleep 3 times already.
Okay. So. Okay. Me and Sabrina, we devised a bullet point structure to this first podcast because we have to know each other. We got help you guys know the hosts, uh, so we can start like this is gonna define our audience. Uh, and the first point, of course, obviously, is the self introduction. So I'm gonna talk about who I am. Sabrina's gonna talk about who she is. So since I'm already talking my ass off, I'm gonna start. You can refer me as PPMac. That's the username that I go around right now on the internet. Right now, for a while now. Anyways, um, oh yeah, and as in this introduction, we're gonna talk about, because it's a gaming podcast, we're gonna talk about our history with video game, more particularly than anything else. So I play video games since, because I have an older brother that is 8 years older than me. By the time I came into this cursed world, he was already a gamer. We already had video games in the house, so I was literally like born around video games. So I've been
Born
playing.
and raised.
Yeah, I was born and raised. I had very absent parents. Not gonna dive into that right now, but
Literally.
because of that, you can assume that since I was like very, very, very little, since I was like able to hold the controller in my hands, I was playing video games. That was way back in 1988. Not to give away my age, so but that's kind of relevant because
Whoa.
I was playing the very early gens. So I don't know. I have to flex that, guys, because this is a gaming podcast, and you're hearing from someone that has been like, we've been here, me and Sabrina, we've been here playing video games
Mm.
for a while.
Since the dawn of times.
Yeah, for a hot minute. And I, particularly as an artist, as a job, and now kind of a game dev myself, I have also like that little bit of knowledge. Not only do I love video games, love to experience them, but I've also been educating myself and practicing the entire shebang of making video games. So I think that also helps me form some really good gaming opinions, TM. But anyway, now to Sabrina. I'll give her the stage. I've been talking for way too much.
Finally.
Oh my god, I need to shut up.
Thank you. I appreciate for the space. My name is Sabrina. Oh, why am I speaking like this? I don't know. You will see that I make a lot of accents throughout my speech, so just get used to it.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to offend anybody. It's just like I have way too many influences in my speech.
Besides,
Naturally.
we English is not even neither of us first language, so
Yeah.
we all had to learn English to be talking to you right now.
Yeah. And I'll leave that as a secret. You can guess in the comments what's our nationality. Some of you that come from Pedro's fan base already know.
Yes.
But yeah, just guess. I please don't give spoilers, people. Those who know. Let's just guess where we are from or what language is our native language. I hope we don't have a lot of accent. Anywho, my name is Sabrina. I'm also known quote unquote on Twitch by Underhyped. This name is actually, I just switched from Sabrina because I wanted to not use my real name because I just think it's a bad idea. And like Pedro, I have been in the gaming world since I'm very small. My first video game console was the NES, and my first game was Super Mario Bros. 3, which it was amazing.
Is that the
I played a
one
lot.
with the tanuki suit and the frog suit
Yes.
and the flute?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's my favorite.
Yes. That one was
Yeah. That was the time.
nostalgia. And I'm an aspiring artist. I struggle with art because I also have a full-time job, which is in the gaming industry. So my knowledge of gaming is pretty solid, if I can say so myself. And another thing that's relevant to say is like my actual awakening for the gaming world was with my first boyfriend. I was around 18. I played since I am little, but the love for video games actually started when I was 18 and I played Kingdom Hearts. And through Kingdom Hearts, knowing Kingdom Hearts, I met Pedro. With him,
that is true.
Yeah, we became the fangirls in university. Like, was one of the first meetings of of the university, and I had the Kingdom Hearts necklace, and I talked
Oh,
about
was that
Kingdom Hearts.
it?
Yeah, and I talked about it out loud, and you heard, and he was like, "What? Kingdom Hearts? Come here!" And that
Yep.
was the start of
Yeah,
it.
that was
This
pretty
was,
much like, you like Kingdom Hearts 2, we're besties.
yeah, that was 11 years ago, and
Oh my
we've been
God.
friends since.
Long time ago.
With ups and downs, but we stay solid.
Of course.
And that's pretty much me, myself, and my knowledge and my story with gaming. Thank you. Next topic, Pedro.
Next topic. Okay, moving on. We're gonna talk a little bit about our favorite video game genres.
Mhm.
Me and Sabrina gonna agree a lot on this first one, which is RPG.
Yeah,
I-
it's my top genre.
Yes, I particularly hail from the JRPG branch, but
Mhm.
ever since, like, I don't know, the Skyrim era, I've been more and more getting more and more into the Western RPGs. And I have to say also, rhythm games have always been a thing. Like, since the golden age of the DDR, I would spend
Oh yes.
so much fucking money on the arcades just to like dance my gay ass off. You know I was there, and you know what? Like, every fucking parent, oh sorry, pardon my French, would stop and stare like, oh my god, this kid is just like going at it.
Really? It
Yes,
was the
like
parents who were
I would
watching?
have crowds, bitch. Like,
Ooh, I remember that people when they stepped on that machine. Oh yeah, we have to tell the younguns that
yeah,
there was a
guys.
machine.
No, the youngins,
one.
they know what a DDR machine is, right?
Really?
You guys know what a DDR machine is,
No,
right, guys? You
I
do
think
know.
they don't. This thing is old.
Yeah, no, they do, because recently there's even been a trend of playing modern video games with the DDR pad on Twitch. That we have to talk about this eventually, but there's this one girl, she beat Kingdom Hearts with the DDR pad.
No,
I'm not
fuck off.
joking,
Get
yeah.
the fuck out of here. Oh, sorry, I swear a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna be swearing. Prepare
Yeah.
yourselves.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Anyway, continue with your genre.
Yeah, and Leslie, horror. I am a total pussy, but at the same time, I just love
No,
horror
you're
for some
not.
reason.
Fucking no, you're not. You play what's the name of that Japanese horror game?
Fatal
Fatal
Frame.
Frame.
Yeah,
You play.
I
as if
play it
was
while
nothing.
crying.
But you keep on playing. I just give up.
No, but I have to be honest. I was only able to finish Fatal Frame back then because I would play with like another 3 friends with me.
Yes.
So I had
During the day.
encouragement. I had to take breaks. We had to take breaks. Like, but
yeah, because you share the fear.
exactly. And then when I tried replaying by myself, I could only do it for like 30 minutes at a session because it was too much. Oh my god. But yeah, that's about it. JRPGs, rhythm gaming, horror for me.
Yeah, for me it's RPG, and it also started with JRPG. And JRPGs, most of them coming from you, like Valkyrie Profile.
Yes.
I can't name it now. I forgot. And I think you can consider Kingdom Hearts as JRPG as
Of
well,
course.
but it's action.
Yes,
Action RPG.
Action JRPG.
Because it's earlier. And also I played the Final Fantasies, which is the biggest JRPG franchise ever.
Damn right.
And on the western side, of course, I will talk about these games later, Dragon Age and Mass Effect. And Skyrim, I have probably 2,000 hours in that fucking game.
Jesus Christ.
Anywho, I'm not gonna talk about titles now because it's supposed to be genres, but the only genre that I consider my favorite is RPG. I don't have other actual genre. I can talk about simulation and adventure games and action games, but nothing even close to RPG. And that's it for the genres for me.
Yeah, you're pretty
Next.
big in sim games.
Yep. Now,
Next.
you.
Okay, since we talked about our top genres, let's mention our top 5. Okay, the bullet point says top 5 games, but I'm gonna I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cheat. I'm gonna have to be sneaky on this
Of
one.
course.
And because I was writing my favorite games out from the top of my head, and it was all Square Enix. So to not sound like a complete Square Enix fanboy who just does not play anything else, I'm just gonna say my first option for my top 5 video games is just Square Enix. It's my first,
Yeah.
okay? I'm gonna move on. Let's move on.
Oh my god.
I'm that guy. I'm sorry.
God, Square Enix shits on a plate and Pip Mac
I'm
eats.
eating it up. Then we have Dragon Age. Okay, my life. I will replay any of the 3. Inquisition is my favorite, but I will play any of the 3 endlessly. I fucking love that shit.
Word.
Animal Crossing. Okay. I'm not even talking about New Horizons. Okay, we've been there. Sabrina is actually the one to blame for this one.
Yeah,
Because
I am the catalyst of this.
I had
this
had prejudice. I had prejudice against Animal Crossing. I thought I would just hear the title of the game, be like Animal Crossing. What kind of dumb fuckery is that? What do you do in this game? It's like breeding animals?
Yeah.
Ew,
You
disgusting.
Animals, ew.
Yeah, disgusting. And then Sabrina had a Nintendo DS. She had like, what was it, Wild World?
Yeah, the one for the DS Lite.
Or City Folk, the one for the DS. And I just like, let me see what this is about. Oh, that was the end for me. I just signed the contract with the devil. I fell in love, and I've been amassing shameful amounts of hours of
Wild World is the one for the DS.
In Animal Crossing. New Leaf just ended me. I have like 2,000 hours on that shit. But New Horizons, Jesus. Yeah, I'm loving it. Let's move on so I don't take too long. Monster Hunter. Okay, I love Capcom overall, but lately Capcom has been like really nailing it down with Monster Hunter. It's just been like hit after hit. Every game is amazing and innovates upon itself. Yes. It's just a great game, and the Monster Hunter world is just stunning. Every time I boot it up, I can't believe my eyes. It's just so beautiful. And lastly, this is gonna come from left field. It's gonna be totally random, but like Miitopia for the Nintendo 3DS.
I wasn't expecting that. No, I was not expecting that.
Okay, hear me out. Miitopia just appeals to my most inner interests because it basically every character in the game gets to be a me. So as a story writer slash artist myself, I just get to put all my OCs and all my friends and celebrities and it's just like this. That's just the cake topping for me, right? But the game itself, it's just so colorful and fun. And
yeah, that game is so fun. I played only in your DS, and I wish they made it for the Switch. That would be so cool.
I know, right? That's why I put it on the list, because Nintendo completely neglects the Miis on the Switch. It's just like, who are they? We're done with the Miis. The Miis are there, like you can use it to make your little avatar. But like, I haven't seen a single game use the Miis. We don't have a Mii Central anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with that? I like the Miis. I don't. What's up with the Mii erasure? I bring it back. Miitopia is like, do you wanna just have fun and have fun? Just get Miitopia. It's just gonna be smiling for like 20 hours. Anyways, and that's it, Sabrina.
Yes, I took the time while you were talking to write my guilty pleasures because now I remembered some. Anywho.
Anywho.
Top 5 video games. I actually had to crunch a few games in one top in one
Franchise.
category because they are like several games in one title. Let's sort of.
I think
So
that's fair. You can just say a franchise in its entirety. That's fair.
yeah, because if it's just one game, it like for example, Mass Effect is not it is
Yeah, yeah,
1, 2,
yeah.
and 3, but you cannot select one and leave the other ones because they're all together one big story. Anyway,
Exactly.
my top 5 games are Shadow of the Colossus, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Red Dead Redemption, Monster Hunter, Kingdom Hearts, and that's it. But I'm gonna
You
I'm
can't do that to
gonna
me, Sabrina.
I am just fucking with you. I'm gonna comment on each. um, so Shadow of the Colossus for me is the top 1 video game of all time
Goddamn.
ever. I think it's my favorite. It's such a game that touched me in such a way that I had to make a tattoo of it. I have a big ass
That's right.
Shadow of the Colossus tattoo on my chest, and it hurt a lot. It was 3 hours of fucking torture, but it was fucking worth it because the tattoo looks great and it's a great video game. The soundtrack, I have it in my favorites in Spotify, and every time I feel like kind of sad or something, I go to this soundtrack
It's a
and I
really
cry,
amazing
and
soundtrack.
it releases all the sadness in my body, and
God, I'm gonna
it's
try
just
that out later
uh,
tonight. Like,
yeah, it's such a touching soundtrack, and this I'm only talking about the fucking soundtrack. The game tells us the game is a silent game, but it's pure art,
mhm.
and most of the time it's just silence, and all you hear is your horse,
Yeah, let me
and
just
that's pretty
make
much it.
something real clear, right? Make an addendum. Sorry to interrupt, Sabrina. Shadow of Colossus walked, so Breath of the Wild could run. Okay, let's make that
Yeah,
clear.
true that. Shadow of the Colossus just it for me, it's what made video games become an art.
Mm.
It's pure art in a video game. And the story, I'm not gonna talk about what the story actually is, but the story is told in very few words, but you understand everything, and it's so powerful. You will
Mm-hmm.
cry in the end of that game, for real, and you're gonna wait for the credits. The credits will come and go, and there's still even more in the story after the fucking credits. I have goosebumps just talking about this shit. It's so damn good. It's that fucking good.
It is
You have
really,
to play.
really good.
Any person who considers himself a gamer has to
That
play
is
or
right.
even know of this game. And
You
also
need to know about
this game.
Fumito Ueda in general.
Yes, that was my next point. The other 2 games made from with the same studio, the group of people. Fumito Ueda is the head of this studio. They are also great. Ico, the first one, then Shadow of the Colossus, and then The Last Guardian. The Last Guardian I will never play again, I think, because it made me so fucking sad. I
Yes.
cannot. I
Yes.
was depressed for a whole week.
Yeah.
Anyway, I need to go to the next one because I'm talking about too much. You got the idea. I love this game. Next, Mass Effect and Dragon Age. They are both they're different franchises, split in 3 games each. But in its Pedro and mine favorite games, like for Pedro more Dragon Age and Mass Effect because he didn't play every single Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I
It's
fucking
just
hate it about
I don't know,
it.
man. The fantasy just it's my thing. It's my world, you
Yeah.
know? I love it.
But yeah, I think you still should play Mass Effect because of the how well the characters are written.
I will. And I
And
have begun the first one like several times. I just always stop at
uh,
the same point. Goddamn.
yeah, it hasn't aged very well, but still worth it for the story. So damn good, so
Mm-hmm.
well built. The world is well built in both franchises, Mass Effect and Dragon Age, in different ways. And a little curiosity, I forgot the word in English for that. Little curiosity on Mass Effect is a fun fact. Fun fact on Mass Effect. It was supposed to be a Star Wars game. but became something else because they wanted to
What?
expand. Yes, yes. It's an EA game.
That
So
makes so much
they
sense.
yeah. So because they wanted to make more vast storyline and world, and they didn't want to be attached to the copyrights of Star Wars, they changed it. That's why the Asari look a lot like one character in the Star Wars franchise, that blue
Yeah.
purple girls. And Dragon Age, Pedro already said a lot about Dragon Age. It's a franchise that you can sit with your friends, they can play and you can just watch because it's so damn good, so well done. The character building, the story,
Yeah.
oh,
The
so
story
good.
is so good. The universe,
Next,
the lore.
Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. Damn, those games are good. I never expected myself to like a old west kind of game, cowboys game, that kind of thing was never ever ever appealing to me. But Rockstar, being Rockstar, made it brilliant because again, character building and world building, you feel inside of that story, you feel what the characters are feeling, and you can push people in the street and it's so fucking funny. If this is in the Red Dead Redemption 1, if you do that in Red Dead Redemption 2, you can get arrested, people can shoot you in the middle of the
Oh
street, so
my
don't do that
god.
in the second game.
Yeah, being drunk in
Next,
Red Dead Redemption is one of the best
uh
game mechanics ever
yes,
made, like in
yeah,
all
in the
gaming
first one,
history.
yes, oh hell
Please
yes.
do it. If
uh,
you ever play the first Red Redemption, as soon as you can get drunk and just push around people on the streets, do it. I am begging you.
yeah, yeah, I have highlights on my Twitch channel
Oh my god,
of
just
that.
thinking
It
about
was
it is I want to crack up.
uh, next, Monster Hunter. Pedro already told about Monster Hunter is also a franchise. There's Monster Hunter 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure if there is a 5, and then Monster Hunter World, which
Aren't
was
there like Monster Hunters with letters as subtitles, like GX or
yeah, no,
whatever?
yeah. That's why I'm lost in the last two, because I know until Monster Hunter 3 it was numbers, I think. But
Mm-hmm.
then they started putting names instead of numbers. I think because they wanted to do like side games or
Side
whatever.
games, branches, and whatever.
Yeah. So Monster Hunter is another thing that I never expected to like. The game is basically you go and kill bosses. That's it. There's
Yeah.
nothing else. But it's so complex to get to that point when you defeat the monster. And it's so rewarding because
Rewarding.
it's all on your skills. There is, if you're not with the right gear, if you don't know the monster's moves, if you don't know how to approach the environment, you're fucked. You're really fucked. So you need to know. And in the early Monster Hunters, it was even more complicated. Monster Hunter World is easy peasy lemon squeezy compared to the previous ones, that where you had to calculate stuff and put the actual gears combined so you could activate skills. And yeah, I'm already digressing. Yeah, Monster Hunter rewarding games. That's why it's so damn good. I always come back to that game, even in the DS games. If I had my DS still, I would go back to it and play it again. I have so many hours in that game. Kingdom Hearts, I cannot say enough. This game is just magic. When I was first presented to this game was by my first boyfriend, official boyfriend.
Okay.
um, he wanted to play Final Fantasy X and he wouldn't let me. I said, I want to play Final Fantasy. Now you're gonna play Kingdom Hearts because it's a more girly game. And I'm like, okay,
Oh my
fair enough.
god.
Then he gave me
Fair
Kingdom
enough, she
Hearts.
said. I would have
Uh,
beaten his ass, but okay.
and then, well, I was just 18 back in the day and I didn't
know,
know
I
any
know.
better.
I know.
So I accepted it and I was like, fair enough, I don't care. Whatever. I played the game and I was, I love this. I fucking love this, and played again and again, and it's just great. I'm not gonna talk about the rest of the franchise, but the first one, in my heart. And there is an extra one. It's Wario games. They're just silly, and I love them. Wario games, if you ever get your hands on, it's just silly, dumb stuff that is so good to play.
That is true.
That's it.
That is true. I had a lot of fun every time I played around with one. Okay, now since we talked about that, we're just gonna have a little spice segue, I guess, to talk about a guilty pleasure. That's gonna be a more a faster one. With for me, I guess me and Sabrina also share this in common, which is fashion games. Games where
Yes.
dressing up is a core mechanic. You know what I'm talking about. The girly games. For
Very good.
girls.
This is the kind of game because I try to be badass all the time. I hide that I oh no, you don't see this game here. Oh, I downloaded it by mistake. Oh no, but I
Yeah,
love it.
Sabrina's a
I fucking love it.
red-blooded femme fatale kind of gal.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
yeah.
peg her for a fashion dress-up game kind of person, but like, I am here to say, I know I'm biased because I'm gay and everything, but like, men should be allowed to be into dressing up. Not only they should be incentivized, I would say. They need help. So like, straight men, play a fashion game once in a while. I don't know. I'm trying to make a case here to save my ass because I love fashion games, but like, it's my guilty pleasure. So like, whatever, you do you.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, I have a few.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's because I remembered the stuff, and you will agree. Fashion games, guilty pleasure. Of course, I want to hide it, but I shouldn't because that's stupid. There's nothing wrong. You can play what the fuck ever you want.
Exactly.
And yeah, next one, simulators. I fucking love The Sims. First of all, it's the biggest, most famous. Most sold game in the world for simulation, and I fucking love it. It's a fucking time waster, but it's so damn good. I can dive in and lose myself inside of that game, creating characters, making everybody's life perfect, or just exploring the content. And then something that's new to me lately, it's cell phone games. There's so many that are free, and I keep on downloading them, so I test everything. Some are really fun, but the problem with the cell phone games, it's because they're too repetitive, and you get tired of it real fast. But I still play them. I get the most dumb games ever, have a bit of fun, and then delete it. That's it. And I'm okay with it. Back in the day, I would be, oh my god, I cannot do this. Oh my god, this is not being a gamer. But yeah, I grew out of it because I'm fucking 32 years old. I shouldn't care about what other people. You shouldn't care in any age what other people think of you. But it's hard to get out of this mindset of thinking about what other people are thinking. But just be free. It's your life, it's your money, or not even your money. Some games are free. You play it and just do it. That's the magic of video games. It's you just having fun. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be the best in Dark Souls just to be a gamer. You can be a gamer playing cell phones. Fuck it. Cell phone dressing games. Actually, I have one that I still installed in my phone. It's a fashion game and cell phone game, and it's for free, but it's so good. The graphics are so damn good. It's just, I really loved it. It's called, where the fuck did I put it? Well, it disappeared. Oh yeah, Dress Up Time Princess.
Yeah.
I love it. Play it. And another one that it's another guilty pleasure, rhythm games also, but it's like I know for Pedro is not
Yeah, for
a guilty pleasure,
I'm an avid rhythm game player.
but for me it used to be a guilty pleasure, to be honest. And I have one in my cell phone as well. It's called Sweet Dance. It's so good. It mixes dress up with the rhythm, and it's so damn girly.
What?
It's
You
so
dress up
sparkly.
with the rhythm?
Yes, yes, yes. You dance like a. I told you to download, but you couldn't because of the region. So yeah, Sweet Dance. The name tells everything. It's so sparkly and pink, and you dance to very pop songs and K-pop stuff, J-pop, C-pop, if that's a thing, like Chinese
But is it
pop.
like original music or popular music?
No, they are not original songs. They are
Ooh.
from artists, and I think they pay. Of course, they pay the artists because these are not very famous stuff. Like they are pop, but they are not famous stuff.
It's not like you're
But
gonna
who knows?
find the hottest K-pop group song
No,
in there.
no, 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 not at all. You're not gonna find Blackpink, or maybe you will. Maybe if it's an old song, I don't know the copyright thing in this game because it's sort of an underground game, I guess. But it's pretty fun. It's fun. I have fun. I should go back to playing it. It's still in my phone, but I haven't played it for quite a while.
Hmm.
And last but not least, but I think this is as close as fashion games or even more guilty pleasure. It's Cooking Mama. Oh my god,
Oh yeah.
that is the big that this one I want to hide regardless because it's kind of a childish game. It's for kids, and I fucking love it.
Oh, come
I
on.
and it's so fun. And I actually learned some stuff of cooking from these games. It's
Exactly.
so
I
damn
don't think
good.
it's so it's definitely child friendly, child oriented, but anyone can enjoy Cooking Mama and learn from it and be inspired. I don't know. If you like food, you can enjoy
Yeah.
it Cooking Mama. Uh, the game was really fun when it came out because it was really a novel experience to use
Mm,
the stylus that in so many ways and like interact with the game in that sense. Like Cooking Mama was really the hottest in that
yeah,
sense.
I miss so much that game. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and about simulators, I forgot to mention. I mentioned only The Sims, but I played PC Builder Simulator. It's so good. You learn a lot about building a PC actually, and Car Mechanic Simulator. I learned about cars. I never, ever, ever, ever was interested about cars, but with this game, I know a little bit.
Yeah, that's a
And
game I
that's it
would
for me.
never touch probably, but interesting.
Yeah, it's a time waster and very relaxing for me. I'm a very anxious person, and my anxiety goes down with those games. That's it. I'm talking more than you. Jesus.
Good. This one's kind of self-indulgent. We're gonna talk about who would we date from the video game world. Let's talk about a little bit of our video game crushes. Okay, that's another one that's really difficult for me because the list is just so endless. Uh, Having a crush at a game is pretty much the driving force behind me wanting to play anything, to be honest, sometimes. And even I guess every game I play, I just can't help but to try and find a gaming crush. But from the top of my head, I have to say, Ryu from Street Fighter was kind of a sexual awakening. Like, I blame Capcom. This is gonna be a whole story that we can tap into later. But like,
Back
Capcom,
in the 90s.
you made me gay. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It's your fault. Uh, but
Yeah, you were made gay. Like they
yes,
forced gayness
Capcom
on
just
you.
brainwashed me. I'm sorry. As soon as Ken grappled Ryu and they rolled on the ground, I was like, yes, this is what
No,
I
I
want for me.
can't. Oh my god. Okay.
But anyway, from the top of my head, I don't know. Guy Cecil from Tales of the Abyss, Gladiolus from Final Fantasy 15, the Iron Bull from Dragon Age Inquisition, Sid Highwind from Final Fantasy 7, Cray from Breath of
Jesus.
Fire 4, and just to make Sabrina go, ugh, Junkrat from Overwatch.
I don't care anymore. I've heard this one so many times.
She's
I'm like,
tired.
okay,
She's beaten to the ground.
if meth head kind of person is your style, go
I
for
can't
Junkrat.
explain it. I just like crazy. I
Rotten
don't
teeth,
know.
bad breath, burnt hair,
We
missing
just
one
vibe.
leg.
We just vibe. Stop talking about my crush. Okay, don't be mean. Don't be mean. Okay, it's your turn.
Okay, I had a hard time remembering the ones that I had crush because it's been a while since I actually had a crush. Actual crush. Because first time I felt it. First time I actually fell in love with a character and I felt so guilty about it was in Dragon Age 2. Fenris from Dragon Age 2.
Oh yeah, we're talking about you. Okay, we're gonna get there then. You
Uh,
felt guilty
yeah.
for liking Fenris?
No, it's because I felt really in love. It's as if I was falling in love for a real person.
Oh my
I
god,
felt like
the guilt was from like, oh my god, I shouldn't be feeling this for a fictional character.
yes, but it was like
Oh Sabrina,
platonic.
if you only
What?
knew.
It was like I know I can never ever had anything with this person because it's a fucking video game character, and I felt guilty about it. But it was the character building was so good. I fell in love with him for real. For real, it was true love, and I felt oh shit. I tried
true
to
love.
fuck off.
Don't be
Let
embarrassed.
me be an indie
Admit
girl.
It's fine. It's fine. Everyone listening to this podcast has felt the same way about at least one fictional character. I assure you.
Yeah. Yeah, but outside of gaming, I actually had a true love before Fenris, and it was Shiryu from Knights of the Zodiac.
Oh yeah, Knights of the
Yeah.
Don't say that. Oh my god.
Saint Seiya,
Seiya.
that anime
We
from
can tap
the
into
90s.
anime in a whole podcast and talk about
Yeah.
that because that's a whole nother bag of cats.
Yeah, another crush that it was not too much, like nothing was even close to what I felt for Fenris. But Arthur from Red Dead Redemption 2, I really hated him in the beginning because he was nothing like Red Dead Redemption 1's protagonist, John Marston. He was more of the quiet guy and more very manly straight man that needs to do his job, but that was what fit the character for the time frame that he was set. And then you start controlling him and knowing about him and his morals and the way he treats everybody, and I started falling in love slowly and steadily, and the story is so long. The game is very very long, at least 60 hours if you speed. And it was just like, oh my god, he is so good. I really wish that he was real, but he's not, and whatever. It was not as strong as Fenris. I didn't feel guilty, but it was
Oh,
okay.
if video
and
game
whatever.
characters were real. Oh my god. Isn't that the dream? Isn't that the end goal of every gamer? Oh my god.
But he probably existed. Arthur is quite real kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, that to
person.
be fair, he is a very attainable character in comparison to a lot
Yeah.
of my video game crushes. Like, I'm not gonna find an Iron Bull anywhere, but okay.
And the last one, Liara from Mass Effect. I am actually a straight woman, but I fall in love for characters. It doesn't matter their gender.
Mhm.
And Liara
That's fair.
is just charming. She is the Mary Sue of romances in gaming. I think most people romance her because she's so charming. She's so intelligent. She's so poised. She's so wise. Oh my god! And she's so beautiful because all Asari in Mass Effect, they are extremely beautiful, and they live they can reach 1,000 years and even more than that. So that's why they are so fucking wise. And yeah, and that's my 3 crushes.
Nice. Okay, next question is, what are we playing right now? Genshin Impact.
Both of
What
us.
are we all playing right now? Say with me, Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Just how to begin? It's free. Yeah, that's how. Free game, everyone. Yep. Do you know that Genshin Impact is a free game and it's like beautiful and amazing and incredible? I don't even know where to begin. Sabrina, do you want to say something?
Well, it's beautiful. It is. First impression is you're gonna get a lot of rip-offy kind of feel, but anyway, when you pass that, you realize that it is actual game of its own, and it has its own charm, and you should like just forget about the where it's coming from, the copy of whatever content you see in game, and just enjoy it because it's fucking for free. It's beautiful, and there are some characters that you just fall in love with them. They're so good. For me, this is my personal opinion on the game. Most of the story, I don't fucking care. It's just a bunch of blah 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 that doesn't actually get me interested. But also the progression of the levels is really good. You feel like you're progressing, but then it gets grindy. And you don't need, if you're a casual gamer, you don't even need to spend a dime in this wonderful game. And it's massive. The map is huge, and you can only just run around and enjoy the view because it's so beautiful.
Isn't it?
And another game that I'm playing is A Plague Tale, in a sense that's giving me nightmares. But it's good. Yeah, it's charming and grotesque at the same time. I will stream it maybe today or tomorrow.
Nice.
And yeah, this is it's a game that you need to check out. I think it's a short game, and it's a sort of indie game, not so indie. I don't know, it doesn't feel indie at all, but it is a game to check out, especially Halloween.
I have watched gameplays of it, but I haven't finished the story. Just watched the first like quarter of the game. For Genshin Impact, I'd like to add, I personally am a big fan of the world and lore. I really love all the tropes. It's my shit. And I like it because it's a very character-focused game, let's say. How can I elaborate on this? There is a lot of lore, actually. Terminology, things are unique to how this world logic works. It has like you're gonna have to be learning some stuff like about archons and visions and stuff like that. But as far as story goes, it's very character focused. So if you enjoy games like that, where you get a lot of character banter, a lot of character exposure, this is the shit for you. And if you're just a weeb, you already know this game, you're already playing it. You don't need to hear me talking about why you should. So
yeah, it's right up your alley. If you're a weeb.
Exactly, and I say that in the nicest way possible because this is right up my alley because I mean, not as much as a pro SSS weeb as I could be, but I hail from a very weebish place, I have to admit.
Yeah, you're more of a weeb than me, that's for sure.
I guess.
I am a little bit, but not too much.
Okay, everyone. Next point. It's gonna be heated and opinionated. Maybe we will find out. We're gonna talk about our predictions or how we feel about the game of the year of 2020. Is that right? That's right.
Ooh.
So,
Drums.
place your bets. Yeah, place your bets. Let's talk about contenders, right? What's been big this year?
Oh, what's been big? Ghost of Tsushima, of course. Big thing. Final Fantasy Remake. The
Mm-hmm.
Last of Us Part 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that
And
was this year?
Animal-
It feels like ages ago.
yes, Animal Crossing New Horizons was actually this year as well. It was the pandemic game. It actually
Yes,
has
it
chance
saved
to win.
lives, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and that's pretty much that actually matters.
Is it? Aren't we forgetting
And,
about one? Well,
you
which
mean
fair
Cyberpunk?
enough. Yeah, it didn't came out
It's,
yet.
that's why I didn't mention it. Well, there are two that are coming out that should be mentioned, which is Cyberpunk 2020 and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That
Really? Do you
I
think it
know.
has a chance for Game of the Year?
No, but it's actually I'm looking forward to it. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a contender, but there is a chance.
Yeah, it's not gonna
But
be a
with these
bad
other games,
game, I guess.
no, no, no. They can break through somehow, but I don't expect that. But it's usually really good games. You can say whatever you want that it's the same copy paste from the previous Assassin's Creed. But when I play the latest Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, damn, it was fun. Damn,
Yeah,
it's
if it
so
works, it
good.
works, right?
Yeah. And I'm looking forward for Assassin's Creed, but I don't think it's gonna win anything. But what I think it's gonna win is Ghost of Tsushima, actually.
Really?
Yes, I don't know what Cyberpunk 2077 is bringing, but and Ghost of Tsushima I haven't played yet, but I think it's a fresh a breath of fresh air. Is that how you say it?
Hmm.
It's something kind of new. It's not 100% new, but it's something that it's a well-rounded game that brings a lot of elements from stuff that we are used to. But still, it's like when you compare with Last of Us is just a continuation of another game, and for me, it didn't break through anything. But of course, I didn't play it, and I cannot say it much. And I didn't watch gameplays because I still want to play it. But from what I've seen, Last of Us doesn't hit that level that it hit back in the day in the first Last of Us. Cyberpunk 2077 is probably gonna be the winner, but not my winner. But we don't know yet. We cannot say shit yet. But it's probably gonna win just because it's so hyped so far and it's gonna bring so much to the table. I think it's gonna win just because of that. And then we have Final Fantasy VII Remake, where it's a remake. I think I saw that it was done brilliantly, but
Yes.
still it's a remake. A remake to me, from my point of view, a remake should not win a Game of the Year
But
because
that's
it's
the
a story that's
thing.
a
Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's actually not a remake in a sense, but you'd have to play it to understand.
yeah. But still, it's a remake. It's sold
Yeah,
as a
it's
remake.
still
It
based entirely on something that's been done before, quote unquote, technically speaking.
And then Animal Crossing New Horizons, I think it should win. It's not what wins for me, but it should win just because it saved everybody's lives.
Yeah.
It's just because of that. It's just the pandemic game, and it's the game that kept everybody sane. It's everybody was so hyped about it, and there are many people still hyped about it. It's such a great game. It's well done. It took its time to be developed. It was postponed several times, but in the end, we got what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I one thing that I don't like about this game is that they are releasing stuff bit by bit instead of releasing everything at once. But fuck it, well, it is what it is. This is the new age of gaming.
Yes.
They nowadays games have roadmaps that will be released bit by bit. Some games will charge you for those for those updates. Some games won't. And I
Mm-hmm.
praise each game that doesn't charge people for that, because you paid a full price. You should give a full game. That's it. Mic drop.
Mic drop. Okie dokes. For me, I agree. Sabrina made a lot of points that I would make. Uh, I think it's hard for me to put so much faith in Ghost of Tsushima as the option, just because of Neo and Sekiro, and especially because
Ah,
Sekiro won last year's Game of the Year. If Ghost of Tsushima gets this one, it would be like two samurai Asian
I
games
gotcha.
winning Game
But
of the
there
Year,
are
which I'm not saying that they shouldn't or they can't, but a lot of the time, award, especially lately, I've been getting this vibe from the Game Awards that they're starting to reach that Oscar kind of vibe where the options just feel more like tactic moves than really critically observing games themselves. But I digress. Ghost of Tsushima is by all means an amazing, incredible, beautiful, fun, interesting game. I haven't finished it, but I played a lot of it. I'm pretty sure I went more than halfway through the entire campaign. The reason I not quit, but like haven't continued playing mostly is because I changed places. I have a different PlayStation 4 right with me right now, and the save file didn't never go to the cloud, so I have to start all the way from the beginning. So I'm holding on that for now.
e-
But my only other two contenders, I even forgot The Last of Us 2 was from this year, but I personally, that's very personal to me because The Last of Us 2 is just something that I kind of covered my eyes from and pretended wasn't there, glaring at me. Uh, so yeah, I have to agree with Sabrina. My top choice for Game of the Year 2020 is Animal Crossing. Not not necessarily because it is like the the highest achievement of video games, but because it's just like it set out to be what it is and it did it very well, and it saved everyone during the pandemic. It really helped. Like I don't know what would have been of me and the entire household without Animal Crossing, because it was me and my brother playing it from day one, and it was like the world wasn't ending for like a whole 2 or 3 months. All we cared about was our fucking village. We're like that meme from Parks and Recreation. Do you think a depressed person could make this? It was like we, like 3 months in, playing Animal Crossing, showing other people our hard work village. Meanwhile, we were
Yeah.
like just neglecting our jobs and necessities. But anyways, uh, and come on, I would also prefer if the game had all the content it was supposed to have from the get-go. But considering the delays, it's clear that the developers decided to do this like steadily releasing more and more content as it goes, so it eases the workload on everyone. And of course, the pandemic probably put a halt on a lot of things, but like ever since the game came out, we got like new stuff like cooking, like not cooking, harvesting, right? We're planting pumpkins now, but data miners already noticed that we're gonna get more crops, and with the, how do you say, the event coming up, the Thanksgiving event coming up,
Cooking.
everyone's pretty sure that cooking is gonna get introduced, which is like wild.
Woohoo!
It's just for
I
Animal
love it.
Crossing, I
You
never
already know.
expected it. But yeah, what can I say? It's a great wholesome game, and that's it. No more to add. And
Yep.
I guess that concludes most. Like we have more stuff to go through. Don't go just yet. But I think covering all of these bullet points, you, the listener, our dear listener that is still here, interested in listening to our rantings, thank you very much, by the way. But yeah, I think by this point you can tell who we are, what we care about, how our opinions are aligned, and I hope you like it. I hope you stick around because it's been this is a passion project. It's a lot of I'm having a
Yep.
lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun. So okay.
Yes, yes. We are not
We're
being paid for
bored.
it. We do it. We do it because we love video games, and we thought that it was a high time to just do it. Just fucking do it.
Yeah, we not only love video games, we know what we're talking about, and it's a sorry to be a little like virtual signaling, straw manning, whatever trigger word you want to use out there, but like in the end of the day, it is what it is, and we have a lady and a gay man here giving their video games opinions, and I feel like it's about time we have some other voices in this echo chamber because it's getting a little like you know just add some let's just add some spice.
Yeah, there are already a lot of women doing the gaming in the gaming industry, but yeah.
Yes, but
A gay man
we could
and a
always
woman
use
and
more.
together.
We could always use
It's
more.
I think it's another approach. Yes.
But yeah, we need more podcasts with people from different. I don't know. You guys will.
Of life.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't like narrow too much our audience because this is really for everyone. Rated E for everyone except not children. Get out.
Yeah, get out.
Yeah.
Under 18s. We don't want you here.
Yeah,
You're not
I'm
welcome.
sorry. Yeah,
Fuck off.
You're gonna have to just wait on that one, bruh.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be
Okay, next
cursing and
topic.
talking about a lot of inappropriate stuff.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a break right now for everyone to get their refills, go to the bathroom, and we're gonna talk a little about. When we come back, we're gonna talk about gaming news. Welcome back, everyone. Now, into the news. Let's get down to it, shall we? We're gonna begin with about 3 to 5 bullet points if we manage every week. 2020 has been kinda slow for gaming news, but we do have some stuff right here to talk about. Since we did have mentioned Genshin Impact already in this podcast,
Several
one of the
times.
news. Wait, what?
Several times.
Several times. One of the news we got is that in the first 2 weeks since release, Genshin Impact has doubled the revenue that they had to use for the game's development. Basically, they made their money back twofold in the first 2 weeks. Amazing, well deserved. Go Genshin Impact.
Because people cannot hold their hands and they have to spend and spend until they get that D look. I haven't done it yet, but I have to hold myself to, because otherwise you're gonna spend your savings on this game. It's free, but it gives you a lot of room to spend. So that's
Exactly.
how they are making their profits. Because
Exactly.
people just like gambling. It's gambling.
Yes, be very
Plain
careful
and
with that
simple.
aspect. It is a gacha game. If you know what that is, you know what that is. If you don't, you probably should steer away. Maybe, I don't know. Genshin Impact is a really cool game. But yeah, I would not tell you to not spend a couple bucks because the game totally deserves it.
Oh yeah, we are happy
But
that
know
they
your
made a lot
limits.
of
Just
money.
treat it like a game subscription as you would World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, or whatever. Um, but yeah, be careful,
Yeah,
guys.
they have to make their money too. Like the guys who made the game, they deserve a little bit of incentive. But don't go spending your whole salary on it.
Yeah,
That's
and
just
here's the thing, right? I would not tell you to not do that. It's your money. Spend it what you will. But during times like these ones that we're going through, spending thousands on a gacha game, maybe you should be putting this money to something better, more urgent, more productive. I don't know.
yeah. In the end, it's their life, their problems.
Yes, yes, I will
Whatever.
respect your decision to use your money however you want to.
But don't be stupid.
But like, yeah, you know, come on. Next, we have
Yeah.
there is no Joy-Con drift in Nintendo.
No, sir.
No,
There is none
sir.
of
That's
this.
what? What is the
Never
Joy-Con drift?
existed. No, there is a Switch perfect system. You will not find a single flaw
Exactly.
in that system at all.
Yeah, like
Lies. Lies. Everything lies.
it is. The Switch is one of my best purchases. But like, come on. I have like 3 sets of Joy-Cons
Really?
because 2 of them already went to Jack. Well, at least
Really?
with me, it's always the left side, the one that you use to walk. I don't know if some people have the usual camera side bug and have drift, but yeah, I do have some painful drift on my controller, and it does make some games impossible to play with, and it is very, I don't know what's the word for it. It's, it's just very blunt-faced. I don't know what's the word of, I really, like, how dare you, Nintendo, pretend that this is not a problem? Like, do you even use the same Joy-Con for more than a month? Because if you're Nintendo, you just have like endless Joy-Cons to go to play, and you're probably
Yeah,
busy. You probably don't play video games as much as gamers do. That's the
I
irony
have
of
no clue.
working with video games. You usually don't have time to play video games.
I have no clue what they're thinking about. Like for
Yeah.
real, there are so many complaints, and I got to know this problem when I first bought the Switch. It was a used one, and I didn't have and it was a used one, second hand, and I didn't have a game to test it. So I grabbed it. I didn't know about this problem. When I got home and started playing Breath of the Wild, Link would walk forever. I even died once because of this shit. Oh my god, I was so fucking angry. And then I went to sell it again, and of course I put there is this problem, and then somebody commented, oh, this problem is called the drift problem. And I was like,
The Joy-Con
whoa,
drift.
why Joy-Con drift? And I was like, whoa, I didn't know this was even like, it has a name for it. It's such a thing in the Switch community that it has a name of its
Yes.
own, this problem. Fuck off, Nintendo. Fuck off. Like we say where we come from. Don't you have a mirror in your house?
Yeah, look at the mirror. Oh
Like,
my god. Look at
For
yourself. Look at what you're doing. Look at your
come
choices.
on, no, I'm
We
getting
love
angry.
Nintendo,
Like,
and like it's pretty big because
yeah,
there's a term, such a term as Nintendo polish. So don't play with us. Don't
yeah.
play
Let's
with
get to
us,
the
Nintendo.
next.
We pay, and these Joy-Cons are fucking expensive. If they were like cheap, like I don't know, $30, maybe
Yeah,
we could give it a
yeah.
pass.
No,
But
they're
those Joy-Cons are
75
like
euros.
80.
75 here. Oh
75.
yeah. By the
That's
way, I need to give
expensive.
this tip. There are a few YouTube tutorials to fix this on your own, and one of the best fixes is buying only the actual how do you call it, the stick, and replacing it, but you need kind of a guts to open up your joystick
Yeah,
and fix.
maybe seek a professional for that one.
Yeah, it's up to you, but yeah, the problem exists, and it should be fixed by them.
Yes. Please, Nintendo. Please, we love you. Please do this for us. Come on, come on.
Please.
Next one. Let's talk. Okay, real fast. The second half of the expansions pack for Pokemon Sword and Shield has just come out.
And no one cares.
Does anybody care?
I don't. I wish if the game was good in the first place, but nope. It's
like no
not that
shame
great.
if you enjoy Sword and Shield. Okay, you're valid, but oof, it's a pass for me. I bought it. Not the expansions. Not the expansion. I ended up playing the base game.
Mm.
Can't say I loved it. Not gonna say I hated it, but I can't say I loved it. And I loved every Pokemon I played.
Yeah,
except
you're a
this one.
big fan of the franchise. I am a big fan of the franchise. I also had a full Pokédex once.
Yeah. And as the very first console Pokemon, like, come on. Really?
Come on.
Are we really
Oh yeah,
gonna give a pass to Sword and Shield just because?
really? Because it's the first not handheld.
Yes.
Wow, they should break through all the barriers of
Everything,
generation.
I know. But
Everything.
they didn't. They Sword and Shield is structurally as basic as it could be for as any other
What?
Pokemon game.
What a
But-
bummer. Oh my god.
I know. And lastly, let's talk a little bit about Cyberpunk, right? We mentioned it
Yes.
also a couple times during this podcast. It's about to be released. Maybe, hopefully it's not already out by the time you're listening to this. I hope my editing is a little faster, but anyway, it's real close. And how do we feel about that?
Oh, I was not. I was not hyped. I was like, okay, everybody's hyping about this. Everybody wants this, and I was like, just another open world, but from CD Projekt and whatever. But recently, we have watched a video on the features of this game, and I was like, yes, I am sold. I want this game right the fuck now. I want to play it. There is so much. It seems there is so much to do, but then again, I will not pre-order because whenever there is so much hype, a lot of disappointment is coming.
Yes.
Most of the time it appears. We know that from Fable. They promised and
God.
promised and promised and promised, and then delivered a half-assed game. Well, half-assed compared to their promise. The game is still amazing. And I'm afraid this is gonna happen with Cyberpunk as well. But
Let's hope not.
who knows? It can blow our minds. I am so excited about it right now because of this video that I watched with you, Pedro, from Game Ranks, featuring every single. They talked about the cars. They talked about the fighting system, customization of the characters, customization of the gear. Oh yeah, and there is that part of the customization. I know why you giggled. It's because you can customize their genitals.
Yeah,
Customize
apparently,
your
guys,
genitals.
that's like the main selling point of this game. Customize
Yeah.
your junk. how is that gonna work really? And I'm
Yes.
particularly curious about how is Twitch just gonna give a pass, because everybody's gonna want to stream this game,
Mhm.
but Twitch is a bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Twitch is a very great platform and it's amazing and we love it. But like seriously, how long until everybody accepts that a lot of people that consume geek media are adults now, and it's
Yes, and around
okay
our
to create content that is for adults. Not everything has to be family
child
friendly,
friendly.
no
Yeah.
cursing, can't talk about sex, can't talk about politics, can't talk about anything because of the children or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
fuck your
just
kids.
the parents. And
It's all
it's
grown ups
basically
here.
on the
We should
parents.
be able to talk about whatever we want. Without, like,
And
we're not doing anything wrong. It's just, we're talking about video games. Come on. It's video games. It's not that deep. Uh, that's my hot take on that. So,
yeah, let's customize those genitals.
yeah,
Show me your
give me penis in
genitals.
video games. That's what I'm saying.
Penis, don't say that.
Yeah, I want to see a dick. I want to see a dick, and motion physics better be applied, okay?
Oh.
I want to see that junk jiggle.
Ah.
It's equality. It's equality.
I'm a prude. I don't care about it.
Do we have anything else to add? I guess that covers
No.
our news section for this
Yes, yes.
podcast.
Yes, this last part is complaints, rants, and just get angry at something or very hyped about it.
Okay, so this is our first episode. We're still like structuring, no, getting the feel of the structure of everything, and we don't even have a name for this podcast. We don't know that. I don't know how I'm gonna title this. You might as well be reading a title in the veins of like Pedro and Sabrina talking about video games, first episode or
Yeah,
something.
first episode, yeah.
Um, Help us out. Feel free to drop in the comments any suggestions. But yeah, what I'm going with this is, I think it's a fun thing to end the podcast with the little rant section. So we're just gonna like talk of our asses about anything that we're feeling pressed or triggered or hyped about. And right here in my notes right now, I just have Overwatch because like I have a lot on my chest. I'm gonna try to not make this last a whole fucking hour, but like, what happened?
We've been
What
playing this game for
happened, Jeff
4 years.
Kaplan? What happened, Overwatch team? What happened, Blizzard? You had a thing going. You had lightning in a bottle. What
Yeah.
happened? What did you do? What was it? The pro gamers? Was it the esports scene?
Yeah, I blame the esports scene
Because me
totally.
too. Me too. Y'all, McCremains, it's your fault, okay? I didn't want to say it out loud, but here it comes. I'm just
No, but
kidding.
for real, we've been playing this game for 4 years. We fell in love with the characters. The characters are so well done. Again, we talked about this several times, and it seems like this is what get us to playing a game. It's the character, and it's the love that people put in those games. And it felt like Overwatch was a game made out of love. These
Exactly.
characters they were, you could take them and hang out with them. That's how good their personality were, and
Yes.
still are. But then they started changing the game to become more competitive focused, and then league focused, and then they started to tweak characters, and then they started adding characters that made zero sense to the lore, although the lore you get only outside of the game, not
Yes.
inside, but you get like enough hints in game that you want to know more of them, and you go after this, and you go to the Overwatch official website to find the lore of the characters, because it's so good. And that's the appeal for people who like RPGs, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's the appeal for people who like FPS, and then that locked together, and it locked so well. Like us RPG fans started liking the FPS part of it.
Exactly.
But then they
Me and
started ruining
Sabrina,
the
I'm
whole
pretty
thing.
sure I can talk for both of us. FPS. I guess Sabrina had some FPS experience with Mass Effect, if that even counts. I mean, it is first-person shooting when you're shooting, right? Because the game is third-person,
Yes,
but when
correct.
you're in battle, it's there's kind of like a first-person thing going on when you're shooting. I don't know. But
Uh,
like I get the as far as my first person gaming experience went, it was Skyrim and Mirror's Edge. There is Mirror's Edge. Can it even be considered a first
yours.
person shooter? I don't think because
No, not at all. It's
you
just first
barely hold
person,
the
but
gun in that game.
yeah,
So
it's like special when you
oh,
hold
and
the
just
gun
the
there.
idea of fighting other people in a shooting game, like I played on AI until I was like level 70 or something. I was so scared of playing against other
Yeah,
people.
I remember.
It took me a whole long while until I finally did that. But once you get into the hang of it, you should see me playing that game today. I am bloodthirsty. Catch up with Sabrina's live streams for that. But anyway, I digress. The lore, the characters, I have to like stress again what Sabrina said. I remember the way I cried watching some of those cinematics. Hanzo cinematic,
Yes, I have goosebumps.
Bastion's
Just
cinematic, Reinhardt's
oh yes,
cinematic, May's cinematic. Though, like,
which is pretty recent.
so good, so good, so good, so good. I do
Yeah,
enjoy the action, fun oriented little cinematics too, but like, my point being, I just felt so much for the characters, and then suddenly it just felt like it didn't matter anymore. There's
yeah,
so many characters that we never got exposition to. Shout out to everyone who likes Zenyatta. I feel for
yes.
you. We're still
Zenyatta has
waiting.
nothing.
They're still releasing goddamn like novels and comics and whatever the fuck, but like nothing about Zenyatta yet.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just a waste. Um,
And with
I
that
just feel
said,
I feel sad
Overwatch
and angry
2
at the time.
apparently is around the corner, but is that really gonna fix the problem? Is it too late? Do we not care anymore? Who knows, right? How do you
We
feel
will,
about that? Leave your opinion, your hot take on Overwatch in the comment
yeah,
section.
and also leave something that makes you feel angry in the gaming industry lately.
Yes. Yes. Give us
Ilza,
your hot
tell
takes.
us a bit.
Oh yeah. Speaking about structure of this podcast, please do leave a comment because as of the next episode, I do wanna start out by reading your comments, reading the top
Yes.
comments. So since we're still a very small podcast, your comment is probably gonna get selected because it's not gonna be many.
Yes.
So
100% of comments read in the next
yeah, just jump
episode.
on that hype train.
If there is none, I am gonna write one.
Yeah, we're just gonna write some fake ones.
Yes. Wow, such a good podcast. And that's what I wanted all my life. Oh my god.
Subscribe. I just donated $100 to your people.
Yes. When are you gonna make your Patreon? I want to donate. Yay. I want to feed you guys. Please get my money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let us dream. Let us dream.
Yeah. Wrap up.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you very much, everyone who stayed until this point. You are a trooper. You are already officially part of the fan club. You are like,
Yeah,
I
thank
don't
you
know.
very
Is that
much
invasive? I
for
don't want to
hosting.
kiss your forehead if that's too invasive. It can be a
Oh my god.
handshake. It can be a
You have
hug.
to apologize for it.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my god.
it can be
You're
whatever
not
you want,
physically
baby. Do you
doing
want a
it.
foot rub? Like you're getting it. Whatever you want.
Shut up.
Just
No.
I'm so
No, not
happy
for
that you're
me.
here
No.
listening to our podcast. This is a dream
No.
project.
No. I'm not gonna give foot rubs. You're gonna
Okay,
just get the
Sabrina, you're
meaning
getting
of
a
what
wink
it
from Sabrina, okay?
is. Yeah, a wink that looks like I have something in my eye because I cannot wink. Well, okay, that's
Thank you
it.
so much for listening. Again, leave that comment, drop a like, do whatever it is that is engagement because not only do we
Yeah.
highly appreciate it, it does help The algorithm, the ruling force of modern society, our future overlord, the algorithm. We
Yes.
have to succumb to the machine. So drop that comment again. Love you very much.
You. Thank
Thank you,
you. Bye
thank
bye bye
you.
bye 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 bye.
Bye. What's been big this year? Sabrina?
You want just tell me, like, Sabrina, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. Da Vinci?
Because what I thought, I thought